Hello, welcome to the ORAN Pulse demo. To onboard a project into ORAN Pulse, the admin needs to fill in the basic project details, upload any project related documents, connect any project tools such as your GitHub and Jira by typing in the URL and the token, and the respective information from these tools will be pulled. Then the admin needs to onboard the users that are present in the project. The next step is to configure LLMs that are used by your project. We support various LLM providers and also support on-prem LLMs. Then inside agent management, we have a list of pre-configured agents that the admin can either enable or disable, and also assign a specific LLM that was configured in the previous tab. ORAN Pulse is also an MCP client, which basically means it can connect to any MCP servers and use their tools into its processing. This is all for the project setup. I will move on to the product owner lifecycle. Here we have a Delve bot. It is basically a chatbot that helps in the efficient onboarding of new product owners. It refers to the Confluence pages and answers the queries accordingly. Then, here we see the list of active stories from Jira. As of today, we just have one pre-configured agent for the product owner, which is the Groom bot, about which I will explain now. Usually, what the case is that the Jira stories are very vague and difficult for the developers to work on. So, the Groom bot takes in the entire Jira information, any attached documents or links, and applies invest principles on the vague Jira story and enriches the story into a detailed and structured format, as you see here. Then, the Groom bot also provides further suggestions that can be made to further enrich the story. So the product owner can either converse with the bot by to go ahead with the suggested changes, or type in their own ideas, and the product owner will then and the Groom bot will then make those changes. Once the story is finalized, save to Jira has to be clicked and the changes will be saved to Jira. This is all for the product owner lifecycle. Let's go ahead to developer. Similarly, we have a Delve bot here which helps in the efficient onboarding of new developers. This Delve bot refers to the GitHub codebase that we pulled. Here we also have the list of active Jira stories. Now for the developer, here as you see, the developer can decide which agents that they need to use to fulfill the particular Jira story. Once it is applied, so the first is a tech draft agent. This agent considers the entire Jira information, any uploaded documents, and the GitHub codebase that we pulled, and gives you a technical design document. Now that document talks in detail about the implementation approach that will be taken by the code crafter agent to fulfill the Jira story. The user can go through the entire document and edit it if they need to change the implementation and re-upload the document. Once that is done, the code crafter will then take in the technical design document, consider all the Jira information, and go through the GitHub code base and give you two outputs. One, as we call them, are the wipe coding instructions, which basically, as you see here, can be taken up and pasted into Cursor or GitHub Copilot, and the changes will be made. Now, these are direct and efficient prompts that help in cost savings and tokens. If any developer does not have AI powered ITs, then we also provide the entire file path with the file name and the exact code that needs to be edited to fulfill the Jira story. The developer needs to thoroughly verify and then move ahead. Then we have the unit test pilot agent, which takes in the unit test code crafter changes and generates unit test cases for those changes. Again, it gives you two outputs. First are the wipe coding instructions, that, as we call them, that can be copied and pasted into Cursor or ID, GitHub Copilot, and the unit test cases will be created. Or we are also providing the entire unit test code that can be taken up into, let's say, VS Code, and the developer again needs to verify thoroughly and then move on. So this is all for the developer lifecycle. Thank you.